Good evening. My name is Michael Vincenti, parent for Jefferson Park Daycare Center. Good evening, Commissioners. Thank you for the opportunity to speak with you tonight regarding a very important community project which requires this board's approval before commencing. Congratulations to the new chair, vice chair, and secretary. I'd also like to personally thank Ms. Marta Rivera for being an invaluable resource, and Mr. Anthony Galvano and Ms. Sherry Siegelbaum for their help as well. As the witnesses will bear out, I'm here tonight on behalf of Jefferson Park Daycare Center, a well-respected daycare facility and 501c3 nonprofit corporation. And a 501c3 nonprofit corporation with strong roots in Elizabeth for more than 40 years. We're here seeking a use variance pursuant to New Jersey Statute C40:55D-70D to convert Jefferson Park's pre-existing approved non-conforming business use at 1090 Mary Street in a residential R3 zone to include infant care facilities, an essential service here in Elizabeth. But we cannot talk about 1090 Mary Street without also talking about Jefferson Park's facility at 485 Madison Avenue. The two properties will work in conjunction to facilitate the essential infant care service, which is at the heart of today's application, since both properties are adjacent and owned and maintained by Jefferson Park Daycare. As our witnesses will bear out, by renovating the exterior and interior of 1090 Mary Street, including the installation of exterior handicap ramps, this project will enable Jefferson Park to seamlessly reorganize and renovate the existing interior and exterior of 1090 Mary Street, which includes ideal space on the first floor for infant care and cribs, while allowing business space to continue to be conducted and used on the second floor. The project will also allow Jefferson Park Daycare to meet Elizabeth's important and pressing community need for infant care, providing Elizabeth residents the opportunity to seek and continue gainful employment in these challenging times, while helping them to provide quality professional care for their babies, as opposed to forcing them to stay home, giving up income they sorely need. Our witnesses will also show that this project will facilitate a net gain in local employment, enable Jefferson Park to grow its institution, to remain financially viable in these challenging times, all while improving the use and beauty of Mary Street in general within the purview of Elizabeth design standards and land use law. The details of this project and this variance application will be borne out by two witnesses, Ms. Rita Butts, Executive Director of Jefferson Park, and Mr. Noel Mutual, Licensed Architect and Licensed Planner. Ms. Butts, an eminently qualified lay witness with a lifetime's worth of experience in nonprofit child care services, will testify to her experience, the history of Jefferson Park, and the local need for infant care. Mr. Mutual, an architect and licensed planner with more than 40 years of experience in his fields, will testify to the technical aspects of the project. With that, I'd like to ask this board's permission to call our first witness, Ms. Rita Butts.
Ma'am, would you stand up, please? Raise your right hand. Anthony, you both do solemnly swear the testimony you're giving will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Anthony? Would you state your name? Spell your name and give your address, please.
Rita Butts. I reside at number 8 Diven Street, Springfield, New Jersey. Diven.
Ms. Bucks, can you tell us your position at Jefferson Park, lay out your credentials and experience?
So my position is that of the Executive Director for Jefferson Park Daycare Center Corporation. My background is as such, I earned a dual degree from Montclair State, now Montclair University, in the areas of Child and Family Studies and Family and Consumer Sciences. I earned a master's degree from Kane University in early childhood education with a concentration in administration and supervision. I possess over 27 years of experiences in working with children and their families in urban communities in both New York and New Jersey. Most of my working experience has been that of a Head Start director, a federally funded preschool now 0 through. Sure. Head Start program director. It's a federally funded program. They now provide services for early Head Start and Head Start preschool age children, so it'll be 0 through 3, including pregnant women and also preschool age children.
Thank you, Ms. Bucks. Can you give us an overview of the project?
Sure. Jefferson Park has served the city of Elizabeth and the Jefferson Park community for over 40 years. Jefferson Park currently provides services to 75 children and their families. They not only provide educational services, but they provide high-quality educational services, including a storage board, such as nutritional services for the children, health-related services for families, and they act as a resource center for the community. Our community partners, we're proposing to provide additional services to 16 infants and toddlers and their families. At this point, I have no knowledge of any other program in the Jefferson Park community that provides this service. Our community partners are Kane University, Union County College, United Way of Union County, Elizabeth Chamber of Commerce, and Trinitas Hospital Behavioral Center, the City of Elizabeth Department of Planning and Community Development, and a host of private funders. This is just to name a few. We have strong collaborations with the Elizabeth Board of Education to provide adequate educational services. We also have a strong collaboration with the Department of Human Services, which allows for our center to provide wraparound services for our families that are enrolled in school programs, as well as attend their jobs. We also have a program with the Department of Agriculture, which allows for us to provide our children with nutritious meals. We are also involved in several memberships. It's with myself, including my staff. We are members of the National Education Association for the Education of Young Children and the New Jersey Education Association. We are also, I am, as a director, a member of the New Jersey Head Start Association, as well as the National Head Start Association. I also hold a membership with the Directors Association for Head Start in the state of New Jersey. I also hold a national membership with the National Supervisors and Administrators Association. I'd like to say that although we have a program at 485 Madison Avenue, that's our current program location, 1090 Mary Street will work together to provide child care facilities. We cannot provide child infant care at 485 right now, and since a business use has already been approved for 1090 Mary Street, we can seamlessly and efficiently male child care and infant care. This program will not only benefit an underserved population of Elizabeth, and not just Elizabeth, but Union County and the state of New Jersey. That is the age group of 0 through 2.5. We have a large number of preschool programs, as we are aware. But will increase also our revenue so we may better meet the challenges of the 21st century economics. To my knowledge, there are only 2 other programs providing infant care in the Jefferson Park area of Elizabeth. In fact, one of them are approximately 9 blocks away and another approximately 3 to 4 miles away from our center. We have already received an approval for a partnership with 4Cs, which is Community Coordinated Child Care, and their partner agencies for child care reimbursement. In fact, we have already received the application package necessary to qualify our families for infant and toddler services. We anticipate that our hours of operation shall be from 7:30 a.m. until 5:30 p.m., again serving 16 infants and toddlers Monday through Friday. Since there are no infant programs in the Jefferson Park community, this is an opportunity to provide a new and much needed service to families in this community and also the greater Elizabeth area. We anticipate the children attending our program will be within walking distance. Recently, in order to more efficiently provide more hands-on child care, we reorganized business at 1090 Mary Street and brought some administrators back into 485 Madison Avenue, sorry. Although we continue to conduct business at 1090 Mary Street, that being the conference space, teacher prep space, and office for a social worker, and it also serves as our meeting space for the trustees, and the City of Elizabeth social workers from the providing agencies such as ourselves and all others providing service to preschool-age children. They also meet there, they're family workers. The proposed infant care will be on the first floor with administration on the second floor. Space will allow for 16 cribs taking up 600 square feet, a kitchen for food prep, and a waste disposal area. Also, there will be 4 child care employees for 16 infants, 1 cook and 1 social worker on the second floor. We will have 6 new employees, minus the 3 employees let go from previous reorganization. Therefore, we will create a net gain of 3 jobs for the local community. And we strongly believe new employees will be Elizabeth residents. This project will increase income to Jefferson Park community. It will add stability to local households. The beautification and orderly functioning of Mary Street is very important because currently it is truly an eyesore and can really use a good paint job. And that's, I'm sure a lot of people who've been past 1090 would know what I'm saying. And that is if this board's approval will allow us to go ahead with beautifying 1090 Mary Street and thus the local area in the process. We have already had a pre-inspection report conducted by the Department of Children and Families, Office of Licensing and Inspections as required. And we've also had our environmental protection requirements testing. They require that our businesses are tested, or educational institutions. And we have gone ahead to have those testings done as well. In the unlikely event of any emergency requiring evacuation of our babies, we have planned for 2 handicap ramps so that cribs can easily and quickly be rolled to safety. teacher will be able to roll those children out of the door. They're very narrow but long, and get them to safety immediately. And thankfully, we have ample enough street parking since the city of Elizabeth has already designated for us a drop-off and pick-up site that says that there's no parking on school days, and it gives our hours of 7:30 a.m. until 5:30 p.m. In closing, Jefferson Park has prided itself by being a stable force in the Jefferson Park community for the past 40 years. We are confident that this proposed use will be in the best interest of not only the families and children in Jefferson Park area, but to the entire Elizabeth community. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Munson. Two final questions before you go. Have you had a chance to review the Harbor Consultants report which we received this evening?
Yes.
Do you see a problem with complying with any suggestions, comments in that report?
No, I don't see no problem.
Thank you. And that's it, Ms. Munson. Thank you very much for your testimony.
Thank you for your time.
Commissioners?
Mr. Chairman,
Chairman Hubbard.
I've sat on this board for a good 6 years. You gave the most comprehensive and perfect overview that I've heard while sitting on this board. I commend you for that.
Thank you so much.
I have a question, Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Fernandez.
That's what I have, a couple of minutes. I also want to hold on to ask the architect, but you are more involved in the operations, which is great. I'm very glad that you're doing this, involved with this plan. We do have a few comments as to that the occupancy should be for 6 children, and you are actually submitting a plan with 16 cribs. How do we go over the fact that the capacity is only for 6 children and you're proposing 60? How do we?
According to our pre-inspection report from the division, from the Office of Licensing, who came in to measure the licensing, the inspector came in and she measured the floor, and according to our floor space, that is the number that she said to us could occupy that space.
For the infants?
For the infants.
So they're okay with 16?
Yes, they're okay.
The city ordinance requires only 6.
I am not aware of that. I need to find out about that.
If I may, Commissioner, I apologize if there was a misunderstanding in the application, but it seems to me that there's a difference between the child care facilities for 3 to 4-year-old children and facilities for infants.
That's why I asked Ms. Mosley, she's very more aware of the operation. We also have an issue that you have no open space, where there is the minimum space required per child is 100 square feet. You have none. I mean, you have infants, so. Can you explain how can
I'm
we?
still trying to follow the 6.
Okay. Yeah, the 6, the attorney can show you in our zoning comments. That would be letter A, 1A, paragraph 1, letter A.
If I may, Commissioner, the conditional use ordinance calls for 6. So I believe that we were, part of the variance that we were asking for was to be able to have 16 cribs for 16 infants, not 16 3 to 4-year-olds who'll be running around. And I believe that the 100 feet of open space also regards
Commissioners, any further questions? I do have a question. Just to expand on Commissioner Fernandez's question regarding the difference 6 and 16, you said there was an inspection by whom?
By the Office of Licensing. They are the ones from the State Division of Youth and Family Services. They come out to say yea or nay to an organization for licensing. They will come, they measure the building, and they tell you exactly how many children can be in that one area and the age group. They tell you the teacher ratio. They also explain the need for your fire inspections and exit doors and lighting. They go through everything with you to ensure the health and safety of children.
And this licensing agency was okay with the density of the 16 children inside this square footage?
They are the ones who gave you the report that stated that.
Okay. Thank you very much. Mr. Gallagher?
Yeah, maybe I can clear that up. Actually, the other letter wasn't quite clear. If the facility has 6 or more children, then it needs to be licensed by the state. So I think if we weren't clear whether or not the facility actually has a state license, I believe that's indicated that they have been inspected by the state, they will be licensed by the state, therefore, it would be permitted by the ordinance to have more than 6 children.
So you're okay with that? That's wonderful.
Thank you for the clarity.
So let's thank you for your testimony.
Thank you again.
We'd like to call Noam Usual, architect and licensed planner. We also have some exhibits there, if you don't mind. We mark.
You do solemnly swear that the testimony you're going to give will be the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
I do.
May I have your
All, and we know, the one that has last name usual, and you have the L. We want middle name, and secretary.
So sorry, Mr. Chair. As usual, thank you for your time. Can you please state your...
Normal usual, I'm a licensed architect in the state of New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, Pennsylvania, as well as a licensed planner. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Appreciate that. Commissioner, thank you.
As usual, can you give an overview of the project, please?
Yes, Councilor, if I may get to the drawing. The first drawing here, SP1, is the same as the drawing which was submitted to the board, except this has a little bit of color, so we can distinguish. It's the same as you have 11 by 17 copy next to it.
As a distinguishing and
The same as the 11 by 17 copy is the same as the larger scale drawing next to me. It shows the 16 cribs, and what we're basically doing with the space is taking the window out of the kitchen area and making that an exit door to exit out to the rear handicap ramp, and another window in what used used to be a living room years ago, and making that into another door to create another exit out to another handicap ramp. These ramps will be wooden ramps, they'll be constructed and in accordance with the ADA requirements and allow for the quick and efficient exiting in emergencies. As Ms. Buzz explained, the evacuation cribs, putting 4 babies in each crib, and I suppose 2 caregivers, because there is a requirement of 1 caregiver for every 4 babies, so they would wheel the cribs out. I think it's important to note that there is a licensing requirement that they have fire drills at least once a month to make sure everybody knows the procedures and that it can quickly be evacuated. One of the suggestions by the licensing agency was to open up the wall and remove as much of the wall as possible, because it's important for the caregivers to get clear visibility and watching over the baby. So that is the other work that's being done. So it's basically that simple. We're putting in 2 exit doors, putting in 2 ramps, opening up the wall, and generally cleaning up and making the building a little bit more attractive than it presently is. That's a very quick summary. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer. Do you have anything further for me?
Not regarding the plans, Mr. Mutual. Mr. Mutual, have you had an opportunity to review the comments received today by Harbor?
Yes, and I had no problem with them. There was one comment regarding the height above grade of the first floor, and we had to go out and do some field measurements to actually see how long the ramps would be, and the height at one door is approximately 48.5 inches, and at the other door it's 58.5 inches, so it's certainly below the 6-foot requirement. And I see no other problems with any of the comments or suggestions.
Thank you, Mr. Mutual. Can you talk to us a little bit about the positive and negative criteria in the municipal land use law and how this plan?
Well, it's certainly my professional opinion that granting of this variance will not have a substantial detriment to the public good, and further will not substantially impair the intent and purpose of the Elizabeth zone plan and zoning ordinance. This daycare center is inherently beneficial use, and therefore the positive criteria is certainly met. So in summary, the granting of this variance will not have any negative impact, and those criteria are met.
Thank you, Mr. Mutual. Open it up to questions. Mr. Chairman?
Vice Chairman.
I have a couple of questions, Mr. Musil. This is a 2-story building, right?
Yes.
The second floor, can you give us a little?
The second floor, which years ago used to be, I guess, the bedrooms in the house, and you'll recall, I believe it was in 2002, a variance was granted for that building to be used as offices. And as Ms. Butts explained, the intention is to have the second floor offices and a room where the teachers can...
Absolutely no children, no.
Absolutely no children.
I'm clear that.
That's correct.
Can you give us a little insight on how you're going to upgrade the building exterior? I mean, I don't see a landscape plan, I don't see anything.
Very simply, the intention is to just paint the building and, just generally clean up the landscaping around, get rid of some of the weeds and clean it up. Yes.
Thank you.
Commissioners? Any other questions?
Is there any way to see what the changing tables are?
Yes.
In each crib, changing tables are fairly close, except for the 2 cribs over to the right.
Mm-hmm.
You have to go across the room to get to a changing table.
That's exactly correct. And, it You're right, there just wasn't enough room here, but we certainly can look at it when we get into the final plans, because we will be removing that wall, so maybe we can make a little extension here to get another type of layer. That's certainly something that we can look into, because you can see the stairs coming from the second floor. There's probably enough space here where if we extended that wall a little bit, we might be able to get another change in there.
Did you state that you were going to be making changes to the plans, or did I hear that incorrectly?
Well, Commissioner said something about a changing table in closer proximity to these cribs. Closer proximity to here. So what I was saying was that we could extend this wall slightly and get enough room for a changing table here. If you thought that was important, that's not a problem.
Commissioner Solo?
Are you planning on putting any type of sign outside of this building?
To my knowledge, I don't think there will be a sign. I think Ms. Butts is better able to answer that than I, but I don't think so.
We can recall the plans. Would you like to complete this one?
Yeah, we're not finishing first, and then. Sorry, Commissioner Fernandez.
No, I'm fine. I understand what he's saying. It's just a simple addition of the table, so they can handle more, the baby more easily.
Any further questions? I'm sorry now, Commissioner Solo. I guess, is there any further questions from Mr. Musical?
Ms. Butts?
You know what, prior to thinking this question, I do have a question. Actually, I'm not exactly sure who will be able to answer it, but we'll start here. Traditionally, child care facilities are very high security facilities because of their children inside. With the proximity of both of these properties, one next to the other, if you were to have overflow from one building to the other, how would you propose getting the children from one building to the other? You walking down the sidewalk? Is that a contingency that you have?
Well, understand they're really two distinct operations in the sense that these are 0 to 2.5 children, and these are the older children. But I guess Ms. Butts would probably be better able to.
We'll leave that for Ms. Butts. Great. Yes.
Thank you for your testimony. Ms. Butts? Mr. Chairman, should we handle your question first? Commissioner Stoll. Thank you.
I just want to know if you're planning on putting a sign in front of this.
No.
If you have, I just want to see what
No.
So the building won't be identified on the exterior as a child care center?
No.
No. Okay. Again, because it's the same entity operating both buildings, my question is there some sort of contingency plans for moving children from one building to the other in case it is necessary? From what I've been explained, that these children are different age groups, so I'll refine my question. Will there be a necessity at any point to transfer children from the building on Madison to the building on Berry Street?
That would not, I don't think we would be able to transfer the children from Madison to Mary, to the 1090 Mary, because we have 75 3-year-olds. I think by moving those children to 1090 Mary Street would be more dangerous than us using our already emergency procedures, evacuating procedures that we have in place, which is when those children are displaced, then we go over to the Jefferson Park Ministries Church, which is just behind our facility, and it can accommodate for a larger number of children.
Thank you, Ms. Butts. That concludes our presentation of our witnesses.
Are there any members of the audience who wish to testify regarding the application? If so, please step forward one at a time and state your name and address for the record. Ma'am.
Raise your right hand and solemnly swear the testimony you're giving will be the truth, the whole truth, and the matter is correct. I know who you are.
Thank you. I appreciate the time to address you and happily meet with you, Mr. Chairman. I did want you to know that I am a member of the Board of Trustees of Jefferson Park ever since I left the Elizabeth Board of Ed when my husband died 10 years ago. So I've been a board member, and we have been studying how we can add to the program effectively, given that we have the house here on Mary Street and have used it for office and meetings. But we really feel that there is a tremendous need for infant care, which would feed into our program of the 75 3-year-olds. There's a particular need in our area for these infants to have really first-rate care and identification as early as possible if they have any handicaps, so that we can take care of them before they are 3 years old and in a regular program. I do want you to know, as a board member, I have a particular interest in this because many years ago I set up the only other infant care program in Elizabeth, which is on South Street, right across from the Elizabeth High School. We have 25 infants there. Those children all are the babies of young ladies going to school, hopefully getting a degree when they graduate so that they can support care of their child. I'm happy to answer any questions because this is a very interesting and unique program and very needed by the single mothers in our area.
Commissioners, any questions?
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to thank Ms. Holzapfel for her comments, and next to Ms. Butts, that was already over.
Any further questions? Thank you very much. Are there any other members of the audience wishing to testify? Seeing none, the board, having heard from all the members of the audience, will now take comments from the commissioners. Commissioners?
Mr. Chairman,
Vice Chairman Butler.
given the fine work that Jefferson Park Daycare has done in the past, the commitment to the city of Elizabeth, to the working people, their families, provide the service, the application that was presented seems to satisfy all of my questions and inquiries. I'm in favor of approving this application.
Commissioners?
I'm familiar with the work of Jefferson Park Daycare Center. My main member work there, and I said one of my members, the trustee there.
Thank you. Commissioner Dixon, just to clarify, you are not a member or a trustee of
I'm a member of the trustee. I'm a member of the congregation.
one of the members of your congregation is a trustee there. Wonderful, thank you. Commissioner, any other questions? Comments? Seeing none, is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Fernandez,
I'll second that motion.
second by Vice Chairman Butler. Madam Secretary.
very much.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
before this